What's up everybody, I'm Alan and welcome back to We Should Grill. So in our previous video, we unboxed the new Recteq Pizza Oven and we'll have a link to that video right up here so you can go take a look at that. And I'll tell you, when we tested out the pizza, and it turned out great by the way, we tested a new recipe which I think we're gonna make again. We had this idea that we should compare and make pizzas on the new Recteq oven and compare it to the Green Mountain Grill oven that we already have, that we've used hundreds of times. It's going to be interesting to see how they turn out, how they cook, how they turn out. Preparation, we've already pre-made the pizzas so they're ready to go. If you want to see how Alan prepares and makes a pizza, you can check that out. Also in that previous video, we'll have a link to that right up here above. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go out, we're going to put this first pizza in the Recteq and cook it. And one of the things I want to point out, when we cooked the first pizza, we didn't have the temperature up high enough. And again, this is a learning process for us as far as like the temperature and just how to use it, because it's the first time we ever used it. And we decided we're going to turn it up. So I cranked it up to 500 degrees, see if that's too hot or not. One of the things we did and we tried to do was eliminate the variables between the two pizzas and how they were prepared. We have the ovens that as close to the temperatures we can possibly get so that they're relatively the same. One being bigger, one being smaller, that might have an impact. We use the same ingredients, the same dough, the same process. So I think that's gonna make a difference as well, or won't make a difference as well. You know what, we're gonna find out. That's the whole purpose behind this, is we can see if there really is any difference between the two. Now that we have the Recteq, and that's gonna be, I think, the primary one that will be used moving forward. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get them out there, we're gonna put them in, and you know, I tell you what, I'm actually getting hungry, and I think Jake is too. So let's get these things in the oven. One of the first things I want to point out, the interior temperature of both the ovens are very close to the same, but I tell you what, the temperatures that we had to set it to get there, wildly different. As you can see here on the Green Mountain, I have it set, well, 275, 270, it's gonna fluctuate up and down a little bit. The Recteq, 500 degrees to get the ovens both in the mid 600 range. The reason that the Green Mountain heats up so much hotter at a lower temperature is because the pizza oven actually sits right down on top of the smoke box. That being said, the Green Mountain oven is actually more versatile. It goes in several different brands and several different versions of smokers, whereas the Recteq one is designed for the Recteq. So we're gonna see how these turn out. The Recteq is a much larger surface, much larger oven, so I think that's why it takes a little bit more firepower to get it up to temperature. All right, so let's get this into the oven here, and oh boy, well, you can feel that heat. We're gonna put this in there. I think it's only gonna take a couple minutes, to be really honest with you. So we're gonna keep a close eye on this one. Like I said, it's a lot hotter than it was before. And just as a quick note, we actually have two smokers going out here, so all that noise that you hear in the background, that's good noise. It means we're cooking, but just be cognizant of that, and hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. But we're gonna keep a really close eye on this. Unlike the one we cooked last time, I think this one's gonna cook super fast. So we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know about you guys, but I love pepperoni pizza. Is I don't know, it's kind of the OG, it's the original pizza that everybody likes. If I'm in any restaurant and there's a pizza available, I'm gonna pick pepperoni. I might add pineapple, which is a little controversial, but pepperoni is really the gold standard for pizza. That's why we're doing a pepperoni pizza comparison. We don't want to get it too fancy, we want it to be original, and we want it to be authentic. So I'm gonna go take another look at this. I know you think I'm probably crazy, but this is gonna cook super fast. This won't take more than 2 or 3 minutes for the entire cook. See the backside here, how it's bubbling up, okay? So what you wanna do is you wanna rotate this around as it's cooking, so the cooks are more evenly, and you want to slide that towards the back of the oven. The backs of these ovens are always going to be a lot warmer than the front, just due to the fact that there's an opening in the front. It's going to hold the heat in towards the back of the oven, and I think the same holds true with the Green Mountain Grill. That was an interesting sound. I think it's a fighter jet. Anyway, so we're going to get this cooked up. I can't wait to get it off and take a look at it, and it'll be really interesting to see how it turns out. All right, so that is definitely ready to come out. You see how the dough's bubbling around the edge. The cheese is getting a little bit crispy and bubbly right in there. That is perfect. Take a look at the crust underneath there. Looks glorious. And I tell you what, this pepperoni, it tastes great, but I'll be honest with you, I think the Hormel crispy cups kind of full of nitrates and all the stuff that you're not supposed to have. I honestly think that's better pepperoni for pepperoni pizza. You know, I'll tell you what, Tell us what you think, what kind of pepperoni we should be using. And also, if you haven't yet, why don't you hit the subscribe button down below. Really help us to support us. Make sure you click that notification button as well so you can see all the great content we have coming forward. So let's go ahead and get this one inside and we'll get the one on the Green Mountain. Real quick, as I mentioned earlier, this one's gonna cook, I think, a lot quicker. I've cooked so many pizzas on this, I can't imagine it's gonna be any different. Part of the reason, or the main reason, is if you look at this oven, it's substantially smaller just overall. And again, as you can see, there's no grill grate here. This pizza oven is sitting right on top of the smoker box, which means the direct heat's pretty intense. But it is a smaller area too, so inside here it just stays hotter. So we're gonna put this, oh, this pizza peel barely fits in there too. Tell you what, this one's, it's gonna cook super fast, guys. When I say 90 seconds to 2 minutes, that might even be a little bit too long. I've cooked these so quickly, so we're gonna keep an eye on this and we'll get right back to it. All right, so it's been about 2.5 minutes maybe, not quite 3. I think this is ready. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yes, sir. That looks fantastic. You see the pepperoni just browning up there. If these were those little crispy cups full of grease, our favorite, I think they'd be a lot more crisped up, but I still think it's gonna turn out great. So let's get inside, get it sliced up, and let's compare it to the other one. Gonna just go with 4 slices. We're back and we can't wait to try out these 2 pizzas. What do you think, Jake?
I think I've got the best job on this channel in the world. I just get to show up on camera and eat. And
yeah, but you know what? He holds the camera the whole time, so that's hard work.
I hold it, I edit it, make the thumbnails.
Yeah, I'm just on-air talent.
Alan's the talent. He's the Vegas Matt, I'm the EJ.
I love it. I love it. So, you know, when we're taking a look at these, actually, visually speaking, so this one over here is the Recteq, okay? Yeah. This one over here is the Green Mountain. At first, you say, oh, they look almost the same, but I can tell you, the Green Mountain one looks a little bit more charred, okay, a little bit more crispy. Maybe that's because the Recteq should have been in a couple more minutes. Again, we are learning as we go. So what do you think?
There's actually 2 advantages to the Green Mountain one over the Recteq in my mind before we try them. Number one, it is directly on there, so it's getting that more intense heat, less ambient heat, less susceptible to opening and shutting the Recteq, which I think this pizza will turn out better, more smoky, more maybe charred, as soon as we start to get the feel for how long it takes to actually cook them.
And the temperature too.
Yeah, so what we're gonna have to do is probably burn one to actually know.
I am experienced at that.
The cool thing,
that'll be easy.
Well, the cool thing about pizza dough is it's so cheap, right?
Yeah.
So you can absolutely afford to just toss a couple in there with some basic toppings and char a few, and it is what it is.
Test its limits.
Yeah, test its limits. See, okay, well, 10 minutes is too much, 7 minutes is too much, 5 minutes is too much, whatever it is. Find the Goldilocks just right for you, whether you like it crispier or doughier or softer or whatever. So that's number one. Number two, obviously, because you can cook the stone in the the stone.
Stone is black.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
The stone in the Green Mountains pizza smoker, because that gets that direct access to the heat, you actually ultimately only preheat it to 275.
Correct.
As we know, with pellet smokers, more smoke is created at lower temperatures. So this is going to have a much more smoky influence.
I think it is. I think it is.
I think so. It looks like it.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I think, a little bit more traditional pizza. So in my mind, I'm not the leader of this channel, but my guess is because this one was done first, let's eat this one first.
You know what though? It's kind of like when cooks cook, they don't want to eat what they cook. So actually, you are the leader of the channel, because how it turns out and how it tastes, that's all that matters.
You're weird. Guy Fieri loves to cook what he eats.
Does he really? Except he hates eggs. You ever notice that? He's made that very clear. I love eggs. Anyway.
I don't know.
All right, so let's give this a shot here. So we're going to go with the Recteq one first.
We'll go with the more crust piece.
Here we go.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. I mean, it's good.
Not a ton of smoke.
No. Tastes just like pizza.
It's good.
Which is,
It's
I
good.
think the crust might be a little bit crispier had we eaten it a little bit when it first came out.
No, it
sat in a couple minutes longer.
If you grab actual crust, not the part that's under it,
Yeah,
it's got crispiness to it.
it's good. The Trader Joe's dough is a hack. It's $1.49 a ball.
I still would love to see you make it.
Okay.
Let us know in the comments if you want Alan to actually hand make the dough. I think you should. I think you should do sourdough. Do a sourdough starter. Make them, you know, like the COVID.
We know somebody who has a sourdough starter.
We do.
Janet.
But I think it'd be way more fun for you to do it. Start it from scratch.
I'll just get hers. And why mess up a good thing, right?
That's true. Her sourdough is amazing. Okay. Green Mountain Pizza.
Green Mountain.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Much smokier. Like by light years.
Light years. Yeah.
Like this is a smoker pizza to me.
Mind you too, and I think this is worth pointing out, as we've mentioned multiple times during the video, the Green Mountain Smoker Pizza Oven has been used hundreds of times. When I mentioned in the previous video, when I unboxed the smoker, or unboxed the pizza oven, I mentioned that the stone itself, it's a lot like a cast iron griddle. It gets seasoned and it actually gets better over time. I think that might have a little bit to do with why this pizza tastes a little bit better. That stone that's in the Green Mountain Grill, it has been in smoke for hundreds of hours. And so I think that has something to do with it, but it just does taste better.
I think it's, I don't know if it tastes better.
Oh, I think it does.
I think it tastes smokier. I think it depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
Like the pizza we made in our unboxing video, I don't know if I want that one to be smoky.
That's a good point.
You know, but a regular pepperoni pizza or something that I'm cooking.
Yeah, I think wood fire.
Yeah.
Wood fire pizza. You see it all the time in restaurants.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on what you want with the pizza. I think a dessert pizza would be better with less of a smoke influence.
Dessert pizza.
That's a great video idea. Look at us coming up with video ideas all the time.
And by the way, if you have an idea for a dessert pizza,
or any idea
any pizza for that,
any video
anything,
period, just let us
but
know.
in specific dessert pizzas, I think I want to do that.
Yeah.
In fact, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my preference if I was picking between the two right now would be the Green Mountain for that specific pizza.
Me too.
I think the Recteq's Pizza Oven has a ton of pros over that Green Mountain one.
Yeah.
Mainly, number one, it's massive.
Yeah.
So if you made your pizza dough in the shape of, let's say, like a flatbread, like a square, you could
Yeah.
fit two of them.
Oh, easily,
simultaneously.
yeah.
You could do a way bigger pizza in that Recteq one, and I'm looking at it right now because it's behind the camera. You could do a much bigger pizza, which means if you're doing more people, there's going to be a much easier, better workflow, I guess, with that. And I really think we'll get more of that smoke flavor once we actually get used to exactly how long it takes to cook on there.
And maybe some different pellets.
Different pellets could
make a difference.
Could work if you really wanted to get the smoke flavor on it, but couldn't get it because of the temperature differences. You could get even a smoke tube.
Oh, yeah, I saw those.
Yeah, you could throw a smoke tube in the actual pizza oven. I would be afraid that would be
a little overkill.
Too much, but you could experiment with that. But you know, there's tons of extra testing for us to do, and maybe it'll be a follow-up video in 3 or 6 months as we get further and further down the road of experimenting with this new Recteq Pizza Oven. I think, but my I guess final opinion, first test, and I really don't think it's fair to Recteq. You know,
it is not.
It's not fair to it. I mean, it is fair because it's a direct comparison. But the extra smoke flavor benefited this pizza. I think we'll do this again once we perfect our method with the Recteq.
And we will.
And we will perfect it because pizza is the easiest and most requested item in our household, especially from my 3.5-year-old daughter, the 3-year-old daughter.
Pizza.
Pizza is what she calls it. And I'm so sad that she's starting to actually call it pizza. That's what it is. Maybe we'll get Kennedy to taste test these and tell you guys what she thinks. Because she will. She's very, very, very opinionated.
Yes.
She's just like her dad.
That's the understatement of the century. Look, guys, getting a pizza oven for your smoker, I think, is a very wise move. I'm glad that we've had one. It's been great. I'm glad we got one for the new smoker. Can't wait to get that perfected. I have a lot of great ideas swirling around in my head for that smoker because it is so much bigger. I'm thinking like cornbread and anything that you would bake in an oven. I think it's going to turn out awesome. But as always, Jake, we should grill. So should you. Should we eat some more of this, huh?
Yeah.
I think we should eat some more of this. Certainly can. Well, we could save some for Kennedy and Alexis.
We could, yeah.
Or we could just eat it all.
I think we'll just eat it all.
Excellent choice.